development. I have a couple of large windows open. Here's our Sublime text editor, and a gesture shows that we have a terminal open as well. So this terminal is where you enter command lines for doing prepare statements, version control, etc. So we do get status to show current status. There's I added one text file, so I can do a get add and get commit and add a comment. Added documentation for screencast. And we're back at the command line. I can now do a rake prepare. This is how the source is actually generated. And once that's done, we go into a separate tab, which is focused on this build directory, and do a rake run. Oh, actually, no. Let's step back and look at our source code, because we're going to change this build directory is what was just constructed. And instead of building for an iPad simulator, which is by default, we're going to comment that out and instead build for iPhone simulator. So I save that source file, and I go back. To our terminal and do a rake run iPhone. This is going to take a little while, so while that's going on, I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording, and I do that by... So what's happening in this terminal window is Rhodes is invoking Xcode to actually build the native app, and it results in an IPA, which is then loaded to the iOS simulator, also installed on the development platform. Another note is this screencasting is obviously adding to the overhead of the development machine. So it's running at about half or a quarter of its normal speed. Normally these files compile faster than you can see it scrolling across the terminal here. But screencasting has clearly slowed some. So we're getting to the end of the build here. Normally this takes anywhere from 20 seconds on a MacBook Pro for an incremental build, up to maybe 2 minutes for a completely clean build. But here it's actually constructing the IPA, and we should have the simulator start up here pretty quickly. So I've restarted the screencast to hopefully catch the startup of the simulator. Earlier I said that maybe it slowed it down to half or a quarter. I think it's the screencasting, or just the process of capturing everything that's going on the screen here in a video, has slowed the machine down pretty dramatically, probably almost an order of magnitude. For incremental builds, your increment time to run the prepare script and do the rake run iPhone is on the order of 15 to 20 seconds. The faster the machine, the faster that goes. On a desktop with a fast OS X desktop, you might be looking at incremental times in just a few seconds. Here the iPhone simulator has started up, and it would actually showed up on a different screen, which is the reason we didn't see it here. But I restarted the recording, and now I can run the iPhone app on the simulator as if I were running the real device, including internet connections. It uses the internet connection for your desktop to simulate cellular connections. And here we've loaded some sample data, and you can scroll through it and visit a form. So I'll go ahead and stop this first. This is just a demo to show the compilation and the use of the simulator. What I can do is I can then switch. Here's the text in the source code editor. We go back. Here is the terminal, and then we can easily switch to the iOS simulator.